Hey, what's up YouTube? This is J-Mans J-Tech back to you with another video. Today, Microsoft did have the reveal. We got to see Halo Infinite, full gameplay, and much more. So let's get into this. Welcome to another review. Starting off the day, 343 opened up with this awesome small little trailer to get you excited for Halo Infinite. Basically, it was just like a small little reveal trailer showing off the new Master Chief Mjolnir armor. He looks classic, he looks great, you'll see coming up. And then they also narrated with the voice of Jen Taylor, Cortana. That's so good, it just takes you back, it's very nostalgic. It really gets you pumped up when you watch this for the first time. As a humongous Halo fan, they really got me excited. So going into this right away, I'm really hoping that 343 shows us a little bit more of an open level design rather than it being super linear. Like Halo 4 was 343's first campaign, and to me, the story was really good. The cinematics were some of the best I've ever seen in a Halo game. But the level design was really linear, especially when you got the fun vehicles like the tank and the Warthog and the gas hog and everything else. Everything was just a straight path, and it just kind of it lagged a little bit of that fun open world expansion, like kind of what we saw in Halo 1 when you first land on the Halo ring. However, I do think that 343 has learned from their mistakes in the past. From Halo 4, the multiplayer just dropped off right away. Then we move into Halo 5, and that was just another big controversy with the story. Tons of multiplayer features missing at the very beginning of the game's launch. Then Master Chief Collection launched completely broken. So 343 really has to nail this game out of the park. Otherwise, I don't see Microsoft letting them keep the Halo franchise for much longer. All that being said, I do have a lot of faith in 343. They've been working tirelessly on this new Slipspace engine that they designed for Halo to make it much more massive, more immersive, the better graphics. Now, the graphics you're about to see here aren't going to be the final graphics that launch with the game. 343 pretty much confirmed that this was an earlier build from, a little while back, because this was supposed to be shown at E3, and we all know that was postponed because of everything that's going on in the world today. So here we go, guys. We are about to see Halo Infinite gameplay. I'm super excited. These cutscenes look pretty good. They remind me a little bit of Halo 4's cutscenes, how cinematic they were. A 343 employee also mentioned that this gameplay we're about to see takes place about halfway through the Halo campaign, so that's another thing to note. This character that we see with Master Chief is still unnamed. The Halo community has kind of just given him the nickname Brohammer, but we did also hear some news that the actor that plays him did name the character after his two best friends growing up. So I'm excited to see what this character's name is and what all he entails as far as the campaign goes. To me, based from what I'm seeing, it almost seems like he's going to act like how Cortana did as a guide in the first few Halo games. So that could be an interesting dynamic. So far, I already really like this guy. So here's an example of in-game cutscenes going straight into gameplay, which I really enjoy. It was always kind of off-putting to me when you have a super cinematic cutscene like in Halo 2 Anniversary, and then it just like cuts away into gameplay without a smooth transition. I don't know. That's a small thing to know. It's something I really enjoy. So as a gamer, if you haven't already noticed, the graphics are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. It looks like classic Halo. But when you really look at things, to me this almost looks like a game that would launch on the current gen Xbox. It doesn't really look super next gen-y to me, if that makes sense. And I'm not like complaining or anything. Like I said, I think the graphics look fine. I was just kind of expecting a little bit more at this point. But like I said, 343 did mention that this is an earlier build of the game, so this isn't the final product. So I'm not going to be too harsh on it. So far, though, what I have seen, the campaign looks really fun. This is a small example of like the open world element that they've added to exploring the Halo ring, which again, I think can be really fun. I know people really like games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or Assassin's Creed Origins. It's just for me, I guess I don't have the time. After a while, I put down my controller, and then I never really bothered to revisit them. But developers that make those games really have my respect. It takes a lot of work to make something like that, to create the worlds that they do, the graphics that they do, the cinematics, the storyline, the gameplay, everything, the audio, the music. What they've done with big open world games like that is pretty awesome. Gears of War 5 comes out, and it completely changes my mind on open world campaigns. It was really, really fun. It was slightly open world without it being too, I guess, boring, I should say. There's just a lot of stuff you can do, lots of cool weapons that they hit around the maps, lots of cool nods to the past Gears of War games that made it really fun and nostalgic, hidden pockets of enemies around, lots of cool little side missions. They did it right. For me, anyway, that's how I like an open world game. I mean, that's the first experience I've had with open world that had me just super excited. So far, everything we've seen from this reveal looks really, really fun. I really like that Sprint is back. I like the new weapons, they look really fun. The new ability to use the grappling hook is awesome. I can't wait to throw fusion coils at pockets of Covenant or the Banished or whatever they're called, or maybe even using it in multiplayer to get the final kill. Everything I've seen so far looks really fun. Gameplay is great, and at the end of the day, gameplay is what matters. 343 has been working tirelessly at this game for a long, long time, and they deserve a little bit more credit. Everybody's been hating on them after this reveal came out, saying that, rest in peace, Xbox. And that could be because of the other games that they showed all looked kind of boring, except for like two other ones. But that's a discussion for another day. But all in all, I think Microsoft and 343 deserve a lot more credit. Like I said, this game, they've worked tirelessly on. They've done the fans justice, making it look like an original Halo game from the past, like what Bungie would make. And then, like I said, adding this new grappling hook ability looks really fun. And then Microsoft, I think what they're doing is awesome, charging only $15 a month for Xbox Game Pass. Keep in mind, your first month is only $1, and every game that they showed in the reveal will be playable on Xbox Game Pass. So every first-party Xbox game is going to be, you're going to be able to play it on day one when you get your new Xbox Series X console. That, to me, is a smoking deal. There's no, fine print, no ways that they're tricking you. I think it's great, especially for people that, they don't have a lot of money and can't keep buying new expensive games and DLC and microtransactions. Overall, I think Xbox Game Pass is just a really, really good deal on Microsoft's part. Another thing I wanted to mention real quick, thank you 343 for making these elites look like classic elites instead of like brutes. The elites look really good. Overall, the Banished, aka Covenant, they all look really, really good. Except for me, this part is what really kind of made me cringe just a little bit. You'll see why. So that new brute you just saw in the hologram, when they zoom in and make him, appear in real time instead of the holographic, his face just, it looks super cartoony to me. Like, I don't know, there wasn't that much detail on the face, the skin, everything else. Like, we're about to see it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I think the game looks really fun. I'm excited to see the storyline. I'm excited to get super immersed in this Halo game. And thank you 343 for giving us an awesome reveal. But check this out. This is what I'm talking about. So this is the new Brute leader. He's working under Atriox, and I think he's going to probably be the main, bad guy boss of the game that we're going to have to take out at the end of the game, or maybe take 2 games to take him out. But however, like I said, when this graphic changes into, real time, I don't know, man, like, just look at this. I mean, it's not like it looks terrible, but To me, that almost looks like, you know, a game that would have launched on the Xbox One, or maybe it came out at the end of Xbox 360's era. Like the texture on his face just looks really cartoony, like his teeth look really cartoony. I don't know, like there's just not the detail I was expecting from Xbox Series X. Again, I know that this isn't the final build. I've been talking about that through this whole video. But, you know, for a launch, I was just, what is that, man? So that about does it, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you for making it this far. If you did make it this far and you liked it, please subscribe, hit the bell, and share my videos so others can hear about what Halo Infinite looks like and the other Microsoft games and everything else that we talked about here today. Thank you so much for watching. This is J-Mans JTech signing out. Have a good one.